Hey guys, welcome to our review of Ultraman Zett, episode 23. I'm host Cinder Blaze, and today we have.
The frozen Stratos.
Alright, and let's jump into this episode, and I feel like this will be a very quick review because this was mostly a bunch of stuff they covered like last week,
Sure.
and a little bit of setup, a little bit of exposition, and just like a whole bunch of action. Like from the get-go, I thought that the relationship between like Haruki and Yoko was kind of sweet. They're probably alluding to stuff, but it's like Ultraman, so it's probably not going to go anywhere. But I don't know. Like I felt like their chemistry was like good enough, so it's still like entertaining to see on screen. Um, so yeah, that's all I really felt towards that. Do you have
I
any
mean,
other?
like,
Oh
I appreciate that they let those scenes breathe a little bit.
yeah,
Like it carved out a good chunk of the episode, but just to it's strange because like slowing down this far in to Ultraman just to take a breather before it like ramps all the way up and finishes. It's like maybe do this a little earlier.
yeah. But I feel like we've been like saying this for like a while. But like now
Yeah,
that it
yeah.
is just like this late, like how
Mhm.
you feel about it, just I don't know. I mean, it is refreshing to see that see like Haruki and Yoko have this relationship like being previous coworkers and like
Yeah.
still like somewhat being around each other, like usually like the relationships in Ultraman are a little more basic,
Mhm.
but this seems to have like a little bit more nuance to it, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just nice to see.
Hmm. Especially
Other than
like
that, oh yeah,
no,
go
no,
ahead.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna move on.
That's
So,
fine.
oh, all right. Well, apart from that, some monsters got pissed off because Ultra Raid Zero was just like, really threatening, which, by the way, I love the suit.
Oh
It
yeah, hell yeah.
I think it combined aspects of like the Jeet form that we saw earlier, which kind of makes like some sense considering that they're just getting data from various Ultramen
Sure.
to put this thing together, but pretty badass. I loved like the little rocket punches that it was doing.
Hmm.
Like I felt like the aesthetic for the robots of the series has been like really, really solid.
Yeah.
And they all feel like unique in their own way. Like
Hmm.
this one is definitely more of like an Ultraman because it's like quick pumps, like really fast action,
Hmm.
and it didn't like fight exactly like Zero, but it fought like a bunch of like the other Ultramen that we've seen in this series so far.
Are you
So
saying the Ultraman robot fought like an Ultraman? What is in an
yeah,
Ultraman show with
yeah, but like how like Wyndham kind of like fights in like karate
Oh, okay,
chops.
I see. Yeah, yeah, I see what you're
Yeah,
saying. Okay.
and then like Joe is just Joe.
Yeah.
He fights like a Joe.
Right. Okay, I see what you're
So
saying.
yeah, but they also like put in like like the robot, like the whole rocket
Hmm.
punches and stuff like that. It still feels like a robot and an Ultraman at the same time. So
Yeah.
they
What
nailed that pretty well.
the
So
I love everything about it except the it kept replaying that sound over and over and over again for every time it moved. Like I was fine with the honking for um Scavenger because that was cute, but like the I don't know, it sounded like part of the Kyoryuger soundboard or whatever. Pretty sure I have my Gabri or the gun Gabba
I don't
revolver
know.
somewhere, but it sounded like Kyoryuger sounds mixed in
Um,
there.
I don't know. Like I probably just didn't notice
Fair.
it when I was watching the episode, so I can't really confirm or argue against that point.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah,
good use of water this episode. Well, gratuitous use of water. There were interesting bits with it. But then they just kept like, all right, and we're splashing in front of the camera. All
yeah.
right, that was cool. Do it again and again and again.
It just looked like they're fighting in a kiddie pool. I'm just like, just let them
Yeah.
have fun.
And then
And then,
suddenly he ended up underwater.
yeah, for like a quick 2 seconds, but it was a scene transition, so we're just like,
Yeah.
oh, we'll give that to you. That's whatever.
Yeah.
Um, you know what was one heck of a transition though? That busted ass laser. It was a D4, right? Like they said,
D40!
I wasn't sure. Like they probably said something like a million times at the end of this episode. I think it was D4, so let's just call it D4. Um, that was very brutal.
That was. They. I know we've been watching The Boys recently, and we have seen people explode into chunks. I did not realize. I wasn't expecting that in Ultraman, for them to actually explode into chunks.
Yeah, because like they're like adorable little creatures, and
Yeah.
they usually just like vanish in the thin air.
Mm.
But no, we got like
There
they
were
blew up.
pieces.
They
There
were
were.
eviscerated.
Yeah. Like, it's one thing to just show us an explosion. I'm usually fine with that. But the chunks everywhere. Ah.
Yeah. You know, like what actually got me for that scene was Zero's or not Zero, Zet's reaction to like their deaths. Because
Yeah.
like when Haruki was having that breakdown, he's just like, "No, screw this, kill them." And when he sees that happen to those monsters, he's just like, "Oh, you know what? Maybe I'm having second thoughts on this."
Yeah.
Yeah, and like I think that they set it up a little bit. The setup was all right. They really forced Yoko to be put in that situation, although I don't know why like Zet wasn't just kind of like steamrolling through these monsters. They didn't seem like all
Yeah.
too special considering he's been fighting like these giant combinations of monsters like throughout the entire series. So we just kind of like assume that like for some of like the weaker monsters, even if they're like enraged and stuff,
Mm.
like
To me, what it comes down to is not really like, obviously it would have been more impactful for them to have more monsters show up and have this whole, you know, uh, big fight of him getting overwhelmed, but also, we gotta work within constraints of the show. I get it. Like, they would have if they could have, but obviously they couldn't. If that makes sense, like I am recognizing the constraints of the show.
yeah, I don't know. It fit well enough,
It
like
was fine. Yeah.
yeah. All right. Well, I want to jump into comments.
Let's do it. We have our one and only from John Hendricks.
All right. I love the design of Ultraroid Zero. Super cool. By the way, the reason why Red King is called that is because of his origin. Before the original Ultraman's concept was finalized, he went through different iterations and names. One of the ones that were used. Sorry, this is me messing up. Before Ultraman was Red Man. His main antagonist was Red King, the king of the monsters. When they changed it to Ultraman to tie it to the success of Ultra Q, Red King kept his name and retained his original appearance without the color red. That's why he's called that. X Red King from Ginga S is black and red as a nod to that. Also, Red Man later became his own thing.
I gotta be honest, that didn't make any sense.
I mean, like it's the monster that Juggler brings up. By the way, he could be our final villain.
Oh yeah,
Like
I
literally, like we had a moment like this probably in the beginning of this series, and it's just like the same. Like, yeah, he could obviously be like an antagonistic force, but he doesn't seem like too evil of a person. So I'm just gonna be like, "I Juggler, you do you. You're like one of the most entertaining people on this show. So
yeah,
as long as I'm having it fun, I'm not gonna.
like
I don't mind."
the show keeps teasing us with something with him to ultimately end up doing nothing. So sure, if they want to try it, sure.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, he's like the only one who has any prerogative to move the plot forward, it
yeah.
seems. So, by all means, like, if he's just gonna have to like full turn evil, I, I guess, because that's what they've been using him for, like as a plot device. Gotta do
Yeah,
what you
our
gotta do.
main villain isn't moving the plot forward, so we need someone else to come in and do it for us.
Nah, he's just making some old man noises into a microphone, saying the most ominous shit, just so somebody would notice. But
Yeah.
I guess not. Anyways, I guess that's it for our review. Do you have any final thoughts?
No, let's get out of here.
All right. Well, make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check our description down below. We got a little link where you can sign petitions, check out like a playlist where their ad revenue goes to the BLM movement, all that other stuff. We'll catch you next time. Keep it juicy. All right.
I was
Boom.
trying to get better lighting in the middle of this, but like my lamp is not working. Oh, ow! I just stared at it directly. Yeah, it's not. Something's wrong with it.
No, I mean I didn't even notice.
Fair.
Like mine